What about Tee Higgins? And we disagree on a placement here. I'll go first on this. I think Tee Higgins for number 32. The Chiefs get a wide receiver. Cincinnati gets the 32nd overall pick. The Chiefs avoid dipping back into the well on a development. I know there's a lot of wide receivers out there that are cheaper than T. But do you want every year to spend the first half of the year trying to figure out how a guy works in your system? You immediately bring T in where he plays with Mahomes, and all of a sudden we are just apoplectic over the greatness of the Chiefs. So the Chiefs, 32 straight up, Tee Higgins. What do you think?
Obviously, sounds awesome. Like I like the Hollywood Brown signing. You had you had Tee Higgins in that mix. That's really fun. Here's the problem for you, Fitz. There's absolutely zero chance the Bengals would send Tee Higgins to the Kansas City Chiefs. Zero. Like okay, none. Right. Like they would rather just like, whatever. We're just gonna, if Tee Higgins sits out all year, it's better than him going to the Chiefs. Like we can't beat the Chiefs if Tee Higgins on that team. So I just can't see it happening realistically. Not that any of these are realistic, but I just think the Bengals, they don't even answer the phone for the Chiefs. They're probably just like, no. reject call. Like Andy Reid, nope. We're not doing that call. So I love the fit though. That'd be fun.
And one of my favorite hangover quotes is "Not you, fat Jesus." I use it all the time in life.
Of course, it's great.
I'm telling you, like the minute that Andy Reid just calls anybody with the Bengals, they're like, "Not you, fat Jesus," and not a chance that's happening.
I like Tee Higgins to Arizona. I mean, they have the 27th pick, and why don't they? If Arizona were to double dip, let's get in our fantasy world here, where they have Marvin Harrison at 4, which I still think they should do. They're going to screw this up. They're not going to draft Harrison. They're going to trade down. I'm going to be really, really mad. But imagine Arizona drafts Marvin Harrison at 4. And then they double dip with Tee Higgins with the 27th pick, which they got from the Houston Texans last year for the Will Anderson trade, which gives them, it was supposed to be higher than it is, but it is what it is. Again, Arizona's not paying anybody. We've talked about this. Arizona has $90 whatever million in cap room next year. They could pay Tee Higgins this contract. If you give me an offense with Marvin Harrison and Tee Higgins working with Kyler Murray, that's fun, immediately fun. And why wouldn't, at some point, the Bengals have to look in the mirror. I know they want to make one more run with this group, but look in the mirror and say, this is a deep receiver class. 27, we can get a guy. We can get a guy down there. He might not be Tee Higgins, but we can get a guy and restart all this. We can't pay Tee Higgins anyway. I love this. I think Arizona double dipping at receiver. That's my dream for this draft right here.
That changes the entire way we view the Cardinals, too, in this situation, because Marvin Harrison and Tee Higgins together become so dynamic. As we mentioned earlier, they have the money to spend on it right now and the money for next year. And then on top of all of that, that gives them the, let's say, chance to really see who Kyler is in this offense. Like if Kyler can't win with Tee Higgins and Marvin Harrison Jr., then they'll have another quarterback next year. That's pretty simple, right? So it's sort of a win on every platform. That would be a home run, strength on strength on strength, and it would turn the way we perceive their offense to a total different level throughout the course of that. I mean, that's a great job.
And not that this is, it is what it is, but the Arizona Cardinals would go from being that team that's on that mid-afternoon window, and they're playing some game on Fox, and nobody's really paying attention to it, to like, when are the Cardinals on? Because I want to tune in to see this. Like, it would completely change just the perception of the Arizona Cardinals. If you were able to get a Marv, if you were able to get a Tee Higgins, like, yes, let's do this. And again, the Bengals, I get it. Like, you don't want to trade Tee Higgins, but at some point, you got to look in the mirror and say, we can't pay all of him and Jamar and Joe. We just need to start over, and there's a deep receiver group, and it might work out like the Diggs Justin Jefferson deal from a few years ago, where the everybody was happy. The Vikings got Justin Jefferson in a draft, huzzah, and the Bills got some great years out of Stephon Diggs. It could be a win-win for everybody here.